Wu Jun meets Cheng Shi for dinner and suggests they sue Deng Ming for framing Cheng Shi. Cheng Shi warns that Deng Ming might retaliate since he's always been cunning. Wu Jun reassures her that Qian Heng will support them legally. Despite this, Cheng Shi says she doesn't want to waste her energy on Deng Ming because it's not worth it. Wu Jun is secretly happy because, even though he can't help Cheng Shi, he now understands her feelings about Deng Ming. Knowing this, he feels more confident about pursuing her. Qian Heng looks online for ways to relieve stress and finds that doing housework can help. So, he makes a mess at home for 2 days and blames it on the puppy. He thinks that if Cheng Yao is busy cleaning, she will forget her troubles. However, Cheng Yao notices the mess is man-made and hints that the puppy should know she is busy with work and doesn't need more work after hours. Qian Heng goes online again for advice. Some people suggest that a male boss caring so much about his female subordinate must mean he has feelings for her. Qian Heng's heart races. Could he really have special feelings for Cheng Yao? He isn't sure. In the evening, Qian Heng takes Cheng Yao for a night run. Cheng Yao struggles to keep up and is out of breath. They stop in front of a shopping mall as the fountain starts. They stop to watch it, and Cheng Yao thanks Qian Heng. She appreciates how he has managed the online harassment, relieved his own stress, and worked hard. Qian Heng, unsure how to respond, simply says he doesn't want his employees' issues to affect work efficiency. Cheng Shi visits Deng Ming's mother in the hospital. Deng Ming keeps trying to touch her, which disgusts her, so she keeps pushing him away. Noticing his fake behavior, Cheng Shi makes sarcastic remarks. When leaving, Deng Ming asks her to remarry him, but Cheng Shi tells him to stop pretending. After she gets home, Wu Jun calls to say he has handled the online harassment of Cheng Yao. In fact, he is using Qian Heng's credit to give himself a bonus. Cheng Shi is very thankful and later invites Wu Jun to dinner. Deng Ming tells his assistant to secretly follow Cheng Shi and take pictures. When he sees photos of Cheng Shi and Wu Jun shopping together, he gets angry and starts plotting again. Wu Jun goes to Qian Heng to discuss, and he comes up with a plan for Cheng Shi to join Junheng law firm. Since Cheng Shi is doing legal aid, they will create a related business for her. Qian Heng advises him to keep emotions out of work to maintain efficiency. Cheng Yao has a lot of free time at work because she isn't following up on any cases. A colleague asks her to help with legal aid, and she is eager to get busy. However, Wu Jun takes the aid project from her and says that he will handle all the legal aid work from now on. Dong Min asks Qian Heng to have dinner and questions him about his recent conversations with her father. She also asks Qian Heng to consider her romantically. Qian Heng advises Dong Min to focus on self-improvement while she's young instead of constantly thinking about relationships. Qian Heng assigns Cheng Yao to handle the divorce case of Dong Min's father, Dong Shan. Cheng Yao meets with Dong Shan and learns the full story. Dong Shan has been diagnosed with a gastric ulcer that could turn into gastric cancer. To protect his wife's position on the board after his dismissal, he plans to divorce her before the board finds out about his condition. Despite being touched by Dong Shan's perspective on life, Cheng Yao finds it strange. She knows that gastric ulcer is generally not considered a serious illness. The urgency with which Dong Shan wants to get divorced suggests there may be more to his situation than meets the eye. However, Cheng Yao feels uncertain about what exactly is bothering her, so she thinks to herself. Cheng Yao investigates Dong Shan's personal details and discovers that most of his villas are located in the city center, except for one in the suburbs. She hurries to the suburban villa and finds Dong Shan there with a young pregnant woman. Dong Shan openly reveals that the woman is due to give birth to a boy in a month. He intends to divorce Jiang Wenxiu before the child is born so that both the woman and the child can inherit property rights. Cheng Yao shares all this information with Qian Heng. Qian Heng shows no surprise and remarks that this was expected. A businessman like Dong Shan wouldn't rush into divorce purely out of love for his first wife. Recently, there have been several incidents involving strangers lurking around the apartment shared by Cheng Yao and Qian Heng. The management has distributed leaflets to inform residents about the situation. When Qian Heng returns home, he discovers that Cheng Yao hasn't returned from walking the dog and it's already night. Concerned about the recent incidents, he becomes increasingly worried. Qian Heng calls the building management to search for Cheng Yao and offers a reward of triple the usual salary to whoever finds her first. As soon as he leaves the apartment, Qian Heng runs into Cheng Yao, who is with the puppy that has eaten feces. The puppy knocks him down and licks his face a few times. Cheng Yao quickly pulls the puppy away. Qian Heng now smells of feces. Back at the apartment, Cheng Yao uses her own facial cleanser to clean Qian Heng's face that was licked by the puppy. She also apologizes repeatedly and asks Qian Heng not to care. It is an unintentional act in the first place. Seeing Cheng Yao's sincere apology, Qian Heng finds it difficult to say anything further. Wu Jun shows Cheng Shi an empty office. Qingxi gives a brief description of how the office layout could be improved. He quickly agrees. Qingxi explains that as a public interest lawyer, most of her clients live in suburbs or shanty towns, so meeting them in an office isn't practical. Despite this, she appreciates Wu Jun's kindness. Seeing that his initial plan didn't work out, Wu Jun asks to become Qingxi's assistant instead. Deng Ming shows up at Qingxi's house while she's in the middle of a conversation with a client. Qingxi steps outside to speak with Deng Ming, who asks about the password of a safe he claims to have forgotten. He acts hypocritically. Of course, Qingxi is not fooled. Qingxi pretends to accidentally step on Deng Ming's foot. The client goes to the door and calls Qingxi to help her out. Cheng Yao begins working overtime to handle Dong Shan's divorce case, but Qian Heng informs her that Dong Shan has unexpectedly passed away and the case is suspended. As Dong Shan was her first client, Qian Heng suggests attending his memorial service, and Cheng Yao accompanies him. After the service, Jiang Wenqiu approaches Qian Heng and Cheng Yao. She knows that Dong Shan was in the process of suing for divorce. Jiang Wenqiu asks Qian Heng and Cheng Yao to keep this information confidential to protect her position in the company. Understanding the implications and within the bounds of standard confidentiality, Qian Heng agrees. As they return to the company, Cheng Yao thinks about why Dong Shan's memorial service was rushed. Qian Heng speculates that Jiang Wenqiu is acting in her own self-interest. She is aware that Dong Shan had a lover, and if this person finds out about Dong Shan's death, they might request a paternity test for inheritance rights. If the test proves the child is Dong Shan's, they could claim a share of the inheritance. By swiftly cremating Dong Shan's body, Jiang Wenqiu might prevent this from happening. After taking care of Dong Shan's funeral, Dong Min arranges to meet Cheng Yao and admits that she is jealous of Cheng Yao for being able to be with Qian Heng. Cheng Yao struggles to explain and instead offers some comforting words. Cheng Yao asks Qian Heng out for dinner. Qian Heng picks an expensive restaurant and spends 2,000 yuan on the meal. Cheng Yao feels uneasy about it. When they return home, Qian Heng transfers the money for the meal to Cheng Yao, saying that women should never pay for the meal. Cheng Yao initially wants to pay, but Qian Heng insists, so she accepts the transfer. Cheng Yao shops at the supermarket. There's a promotion, buy one, get one free. She buys two and decides to treat Qian Heng to ice cream to thank him. Qian Heng isn't used to eating ice cream, but he tries it because of Cheng Yao's kindness. He enjoys it and asks her to buy more to keep in the fridge. He pays for all of it. Cheng Yao takes her dog for a walk. A man's dog gets tangled with Cheng Yao's puppy. The man asks Cheng Yao to pay 20,000 yuan for his dog being harassed. Cheng Yao can't argue, so Qian Heng steps in and gives 3,000 yuan to the man. As the man is about to leave happily, Qian Heng warns him with legal terms to pay the compensation. Cheng Yao talks to her close friend Ting about what happened with Qian Heng. Ting thinks that Qian Heng likes Cheng Yao because he always helps her. Cheng Yao blushes and could not express her feelings. Cheng Yao lays on the bed and tosses and turns, not sure what Qian Heng is thinking. Cheng Yao carefully arranges the rooftop, prepares a footbath bucket and fruits for Qian Heng, and chats about some relaxing topics. Qian Heng falls asleep on the chair in this cozy setting. Seeing him sleep peacefully, Cheng Yao feels a sense of accomplishment. Dong Shan's mistress Chen Qingmei goes to Junheng law firm to see Qian Heng. She wants to sue Jiang Wenqiu for cremating Dong Shan's body without her knowledge and claiming inheritance for her soon-to-be-born child. The lawsuit aims for 200 million. Qian Heng takes on the case, but Cheng Yao thinks Chen Qingmei is biased and morally compromised. Qian Heng interrupts Cheng Yao and arranges for Bao Rui to handle the case with Cheng Yao as his assistant. Back at the office, Qian Heng is enraged due to Cheng Yao's perceived lack of professionalism. Cheng Yao directly states that she intends to withdraw from handling Chen Qingmei's case. Qian Heng is disappointed and impulsively remarks that he regrets hiring Cheng Yao in the first place. This revelation hits Cheng Yao hard, making her realize that her entry into Junheng law firm was not based on her skills. Moments later, Qian Heng discards another important client's information that Cheng Yao was originally supposed to organize. When the other three see that Cheng Yao is in a low mood, Yufei steps in to take the blame for Cheng Yao. That evening, Cheng Yao doesn't come back to her apartment and doesn't show up for work the next day at the company. Wu Jun learns about this and informs Qingxi about the situation. Qingxi finds Cheng Yao and comforts her, encouraging her to value her position at Junheng and commit herself to personal growth. After Cheng Yao calms down, she decides to return to the company and admits her emotions. Qian Heng agrees to let Cheng Yao resume handling the Chen Qingmei case. In view of Chen Qingmei's appeal, Qian Heng suggests conducting a paternity test using Dong Shan's father's DNA. Bao Rui expresses doubts about the reliability of the paternity test and suggests gathering more evidence to confirm Chen Qingmei's child's identity. Cheng Yao proposes that proving a paternity link between Chen Qingmei's child and Dong Shan's father, combined with Dong Shan having no brothers, could indirectly establish the child's identity. She also highlights using Chen Qingmei's prenatal records and surveillance of the suburban villa as additional evidence. Qian Heng finds Cheng Yao's analysis convincing and immediately decides to proceed with her approach. Upon hearing this, Bao Rui nervously asks on the side, "Is this praising Cheng Yao?" To regain focus and avoid distractions, Cheng Yao decides to temporarily move out of the apartment and concentrate solely on her work. She returns to the apartment to pack her belongings. Qian Heng leaves a note for Cheng Yao, advising her not to stay in a hotel if she's short on money. He mentions he has already moved back to the villa and encourages Cheng Yao to stay in the apartment. Meanwhile, Qian Heng observes Cheng Yao turning off the lights before leaving. Deng Ming gets drunk and goes to Cheng Shi's house to express his feelings. He says that his current marriage is not happy, and what he misses most is the time with Cheng Shi. He advises Cheng Shi not to get too close to Wu Jun. There are so many women around Wu Jun and she will be abandoned sooner or later. As he says that, he hugs Cheng Shi. Cheng Shi pushes him away, splashes water on Deng Ming, and then drove him away. After Deng Ming leaves, Cheng Shi reminisces about her student years with Wu Jun and realizes that he isn't as negative as Deng Ming portrayed. She values the precious friendship they shared during their student days. Cheng Yao and Bao Rui take advantage of Dong Min's mother not being in the nursing home and go to Mr. Dong's bedside to apply for a paternity test. Upon hearing about his grandson, Mr. Dong signs the consent form without much thought. Cheng Yao leaves the ward and finds that Chen Qingmei has been waiting for a long time. Chen Qingmei has no patience at all and is eager to do a paternity test and asks for a blood draw regardless of the risk of miscarriage. It seems that being with Dong Shan was purely a matter of coveting property. Bao Rui also looks down on Chen Qingmei, but due to work responsibilities, he cannot express too many personal opinions. Deng Ming buys flowers online and has them sent to Cheng Shi's house. Cheng Shi throws the flowers in the garbage when she realizes they're from Deng Ming. Wu Jun invites Cheng Shi out, but she tells him to keep his distance in the future. Deng Ming is jealous and good at playing tricks. Cheng Shi worries that Wu Jun will be threatened. Wu Jun repeatedly states that he will not back down because of Deng Ming, but Cheng Shi still tells him to stay away. Qian Heng invites Wu Jun to have a foot bath. Wu Jun talks about what Cheng Shi told her. Qian Heng remembers the foot bath that Cheng Yao prepared for him a few days ago. When Cheng Yao comes back home after work, she prepares a late-night snack as usual, but there's no one around to share it with. She misses the days when she and Qian Heng lived together. The court soon holds a ruling. Due to sufficient evidence, Chen Qingmei wins the case. Dong Min is very angry and accuses Cheng Yao of being motivated only by money, feeling betrayed after considering her a friend. She then directs her anger towards Mr. Dong. The old man becomes even more angry and picks up the crutch and is about to hit Dong Min, but Cheng Yao hurriedly stops him. Jiang Wenqiu takes Dong Min from there. Qian Heng notices Cheng Yao's scratched arm and checks if she is hurt. Cheng Yao remains silent. And here the part ends.